Welcome to Everything Programming Pro. So, as the title of the video says, that we are going to make a weather app in React in next 10 minutes. Yes, all it will take is 10 minutes to make a weather app. So, before all of that, I'll tell you that we'll be using weather API from this link. I will put that in the description, and it will hardly take you 5 minutes to create an account and get an API key. After you get an API key, I will give you the link where you just have to put your API key and you can start building this. So let's start with the weather app. So before that, let's create a weather widget component here. It will say widget.jsx, and in widget.jsx, what we'll have is export const widget. This is going to be an arrow function, right? And this will be returning a simple div. So with this weather, right? So let's quickly import this component and see if things are working as expected or not. So we imported widget, and yes, we can see weather over here. So what does the weather app contains? It contains a search, right? So first of all, what we'll do is we'll quickly put a input over here, which says the placeholder of this input is going to be search location, right? For example, you can put any location of your choice, and the class name that we're going to give is search. And of course, since we need to track the values of the search, we will have to do what? We'll have to put a on click on on change event here, which is going to be handle search. And once search is here, what will it do? It will quickly add a input value and set input value. This is going to be a state, and we're going to use state for that, and initially it will be an empty string. And as soon as handle search is, I'll quickly define it here, handle search, this will take an event, and simply what it will do is it will set the input value as e dot target dot value. This way, whatever you enter here will automatically come here. So this is going to be controlled field. So the value of this input is going to be the value of the state. So let's quickly write it and see if anything is coming over here. Yes, we can see London is coming. And now after right after this, we'll put a button on which on click of which the, or we can say fetch, right? So as soon as you write fetch, you can see fetch, we have this is here, and let's put a class name again. This is fetch btn, right? So now we have entered the in the widget section, these top two sections are here. So write widget as the class name, and inside widget we have search and fetch button. And now what we'll do is, again, we'll create a div, right? And in this div, what is going to come? Different kind of data that we're going to fetch from the API. So I'll be creating a constant file in which a URL will be here. So I'll write url.js, and what I'll do is export const URL is going to be the API URL of uh, this is going to be the URL where we are going to make an API call. So I'll quickly put it into quotes, and this is here. So I'll quickly save this part, and let's go back to our app component. And for making an API call, we are going to use Axios. So if you are on local system and you are using Create React App or Vite or whatever, you can quickly do npmi and npmi Axios, and this way Axios will be installed. Or you can use simple JavaScript fetch to make these changes, right? So let's quickly go to widget and uh, write another function, this which is fetch details. This is going to be a arrow function again, but a async arrow function, because we are going to make an API async call to the network. And here what we'll do is const response is going to be whatever Axios we have, Axios.get, and we'll put the what was the name of the constant? URL, right? So we'll write URL. So URL is here, and since this is an async call, we have to uh, like resolve this promise. So we are putting await. So let's quickly put a console.log, and let's see what response we are getting. And since fetch details need to be called, so right over here on click, sorry, on click, we have to make a fetch details call, right? So let's open DevTools right below and see if we are able to make an API call here or not. One thing to note that whatever value we have added to the input value, we have to add it to the last of the URL so that it is sent to the API correctly. So let's quickly search a location, let's say London, and click on fetch. So as soon you make a network call, you will see that London has been searched and the data has been captured right over here. So what we'll do is we'll quickly use this data and put it into this div. So let's create another div and write temperature in Celsius. And the next part we're going to add is temperature in Fahrenheit, right? So this is the data object, and in the data we have current, and in current we have the temperature values, I guess, which is temperature in Celsius, right? So before all of that, we have to put this data into an state so that we can use it, right? So we'll put it into the data and we call it as set data, which is going to be a use state, right? And the use state is going to be an object. So okay, set data is here. So we'll quickly copy this and we'll copy this and we'll write response and dot data dot current. If this is here, then well and good. Otherwise, simply use an empty object so that our app doesn't break. Right. So now we got that data of current in over here. So what we'll do is we'll add data dot current dot temperature in Celsius. Okay, we'll write data and we'll put it as again this, right? And again the same thing we have to do here. That is for Celsius values also we can write value in Celsius Fahrenheit, right? So as soon as we save, currently nothing is here. We can put a check also. If we have the data, then we show this. If data is here, then only show this particular div. Or let's initially write null so that we are saved from all other, right? So let's quickly search London and click on fetch. So as soon as we click on fetch, you can see temperature in Celsius has come, but I think something is wrong with how we are. Response dot data is here and current is also here. I think we are doing something wrong here. Since we have added the current object, so I think current we don't have to do. We can simply write data dot temperature in Celsius and again here data and temperature in Celsius. You can see we have the data over here. And again, I have not styled this app, so you can style it and add more conditions because we have a lot of data coming from the API, from the time to gust to heat index and humidity. All of the data is here. Also, there's one small thing that the API is already giving, that is the text of the present weather there and also an icon. So let's quickly use the icon because it's very simple. So we're going to just put it data dot condition dot icon. So as soon as we hit save, you can see in London this is partially cloudy. So this way you can search data of any location. For example, let's search for New Delhi, and if I hit on fetch, you can see temperature changes and it's now, if we go down, you can see the condition, it says it's clear but it's midnight, right? It's night. So this way you can fetch data of any location and make your weather app the way you want. So the link of the sandbox will be in the description, so you can check the this code and modify it as per your choice. You can even fork it and make your app out of it. And if you found this video helpful, do subscribe to the channel and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.